This right here is how I made a hole way up in these isolators. You see that hole there? Drilled right through that rubber isolator, that way I didn't have to drop everything all the way down, take the isolator out just to drill a hole, because all it is rubber. Wood bit, spade bit goes right through it. A couple things of concern on this.
My discussion with peyote, Native Americans started as bad for using peyote.
The bushing. You can kind of see how it's exploding.
Poaching that's going on, and you asked me earlier whether poaching of peyote.
See the bushing there on the shock? You can also see the oil dripping off of it. Looks kind of toasted. And then what's really toasted is this rotor.
So there's another way if you're interested.
Brake pad is metal on this outside edge. You can maybe kind of see it up there. But the inboard pad still has some life on it. The outboard pad, which indicates probably an issue maybe in the slides, because the caliper's sliding over. The pistons are retracting on this side, but the caliper, when it gets clamped, this part here slides that way, and it's getting stuck out. So these slides probably need to be serviced with some new grease or new pins. I gotta call him and see what he wants to do. He's going out of town. You can really see that being torn up now. Yeah, it's just coming apart at this point. And this one's also leaking. Not as bad as the other one, but yeah. He's going on a trip, I believe, this weekend. But we got to see what parts are available, and I got to get these stupid airbags in here, and then route the air lines somewhere back here. Probably gonna run it right through there. It looks like there's supposed to be a cover that goes underneath this. You can see the little clips for it, but I think mounting it right there will be good, out of the way, kind of discreet. Either that or I can see what's on the other side of this. I don't really want to drill through his painted bumper. So take advantage of what's there, and yeah. Maybe I'll put it right through here, that way it's got some support. Okie doke. Airbags are in. I wedged them in there. It was a pain in the ass. I had to take out the lower shock bolts. I disconnected the airline and disconnected the ride height sensor just in case. I didn't want to bottom either of those out. And then I also disconnected this bolt here for the brake lines. Didn't want to pull those tight either. Got the axle supported, dropped it all the way down. It's almost hanging on the bushings on the control arms, but I took some of the weight off to get it down as low as I could to get these turds in. All I gotta do is run some air lines, mount the fitting, and then we're done. Airbags are in, lines are ran. Oh, that's good lighting. And I did end up teeing right into this because it's got a metal bracket here that is supported to the bumper, so that way when I put the air chuck on there, it's nice and solid. Left a couple little extra loops in case they need some slack for anything. And then got the spacers on up top, which you can maybe see if I pick it up. Yeah, you can't see it. Oh well. For the front, ended up getting new brakes. Nowhere local has these $500 a pop MagneRide turds. You can see the wires coming out of the top there. Okay, you can't see the wires coming out of the top, but they're there. But yeah, definitely bad. So when they get back, I told them to start sourcing for those parts now, and when they get in, we can put it on. But I'm gonna change pads, rotors, and get this turd out of here and get on to the next one. Suburban's done. Brakes are bedded in, broken in, heat cycled, whatever you want to call it. The rear airbags have 12 psi. It says to keep a minimum of 5 in there. I wanted to drive around, make sure nothing funny was going to happen. Before they get here, I'm going to double check with my air hose, make sure, gauge, make sure that it still has 12 psi in the bags. I tested it before I finalized hooking up the lines, and everything was good. This is the van that was outside, and that is a very short shock. Oh, I guess it just looks shorter from that side, but it's got a clunk. He said it was coming from the driver's side, but sound travels funny through metal. I don't know if you can see how much movement there is in this lower sway bar link, but if I had to guess, this was banging around here and then reverberating around to this side of the bar, and that's probably what he was hearing. I was gonna say all I did was a short loop around my driveway, and that was enough to determine that I didn't need to go any further. That, and it didn't have a whole lot of gas in it. So somebody at some point replaced these with the lifetimes, and this is why you pry on the bar. You pry on both, but if I didn't pry, yeah, you can really see it there. So every little bump that was making noise. But the other problem is the AC is only blowing heat out on the passenger side. So now that I know what this is, I'll drop it down, roll it forward, open the door, and start taking a look at that. There's some mode door, blend door actuators that can go bad. Looks like it's missing a piece of trim under here. Indeed it is. Ripped all this off. Not a bad 10-footer though, all in all. Okay.